We're Batman at 89.
Hello and welcome back to Batman at 89, the podcast where we analyze Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film 1 minute at a time, and we still keep Vicki waiting. I am one of your hosts, Niall McGowan.
And I'm John Parker.
I could have swore it was Michael Caine had broken into the studio.
I fooled you all. It was not. I am a master of... They really thought it was him in disguise, but it was actually me in disguise.
But today we are here to talk about minute 18 of Tim Burton's Batman film. So minute 18 begins with a sort of slight hint of snobbery by Alfred towards Alexander Knox. And it ends with Bruce Wayne downing a shot of Dutch courage.
Oh, yeah. He's going to need it.
Yeah. So, I guess because we teased this the other day, the previous episode, we get this interaction now with Knox and Alfred. And, I don't know what... I've seen people take this a couple of different ways. Alfred offers a drink, and Knox is like, oh, yeah, cheers. And then he's like, oh, wait a minute. He throws a crumpled... Presumably, it's like $1 on the tray.
Yeah.
And Alfred sort of picks it up between his two fingers with and he has an eye roll of like, oh god, and very very disapproving, and sort of slinks away from Knox. Now, I like Alfred.
Oh yeah,
that seems a bit like, I know, Knox is uncouth and he's not as sophisticated as the city's elite. But you could give him a bit more. He's trying to be nice. He's giving you a tip. What's wrong with that?
I think though you've used the right word, uncouth, right? I think because in Alfred's world, you don't tip. You know, he works for a very wealthy man. He's looked after.
Yeah.
You don't tip the butler of a guy like that. He makes enough. So I think that's the thing. It's almost insulting giving him this buck. Knox doesn't mean it that way.
Yeah. I was still kind of on Knox's side, but I did bring it up I asked a few people about it, and one of them was like, yeah, he just throws him like a crumpled up bill. I was like, what an asshole. It's like, he's trying to be nice.
He is. They're looking at it wrong. It's just him being offended that he thought you would tip him, basically. Yeah. like he's just a guy in a coffee shop.
Yeah, but still, I would have thought, Alfred, maybe he's a bit more, the aware of the outside world of just like, well, it's just a guy. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So.
These rich people, they're weird, man. They don't know the outside world.
But so then we get the end of that interaction, and then we get reintroduced to Vicki Vale, who's trying to push her way through the narrow corridor that's jammed full of extras.
Well, it's a busy casino, isn't it? It's I say casino, you know what I mean. It's a Wayne Casino, we'll call it.
Yeah, as she says herself, it's a little crowded. It's
yeah. Well, you see as well as it sort of pans across the room. There's a very well dressed female croupier. I assume she's a croupier. Is that the word?
Hell yeah, yeah.
Very smart suit.
But I think that might be one of the ones in the red bow tie we alluded to the previous episode.
Now I want a red bow tie.
Thing is, in that it's a nice looking suit. I think it's better than this big puffy dress that I'm sure was very chic in 1989 or 88 when they shot it.
That'd be all the rage.
But that does not look good now to me. It just seems like a real inconvenience. It's one of those big sort of like, it's a dress that's just taking up space more than anything, really.
Yeah, a lot of space.
Yeah, but this is I'll try looking into the dress, but it's one designed by the woman we mentioned in the opening credits week.
Yes.
Linda Hendrickson, Apparently, she has been brought on specifically by Kim Basinger. She was like, I want her.
Oh.
She's my stylist in films, so she comes with me.
That's getting a bit big for your boots, that, isn't it?
Yeah, particularly, I guess maybe she wasn't that big a star. I mean, she maybe like this would have been after 9.5 weeks and Never Say Never Again and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if she was like a superstar just yet.
Maybe we're thinking about it wrong in like retrospect.
Yeah, but well, no, Henderson, she didn't work on all of her films, but she notably she worked on after this. The Marrying Man. The Marrying Man. Sorry, so that was a bit weird to say. Which is a gangster rom-com where Kim Basinger also plays a character called Vicki.
Oh.
Which I thought, with Vicki with an eye. So I thought, it's ties in there.
Okay, that's weird then. Both eyes, yeah.
And the film has a very recommendable 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's why we've all heard of that movie.
That's good enough for me, I'll be honest. Anything over 3.
Yeah. Well, you guys some gold under the 3 as well. But and then before that, she worked on Basinger, sorry, previous film, which actually was My Stepmother is an Alien. So
yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it was a film I used to watch loads of when I was a kid, just because I had a thing for Alison Hannigan when I saw Buffy back in the day.
Oh, we all did. Don't you worry.
Yeah, so then I knew she was in that. I'd watch that film. I think it sounds a bit weird because she's very young in that, but I was like 13 at the time, so it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine.
There's nothing untoward happening there. Just in case people might think like I was like, 30 or something when that when that happened.
No, we're not young men, but we're still relatively young. It's okay.
But yeah, so she also I should mention as well, I won't get into it here, but if people haven't heard the story behind the original writing of the screenplay for My Stepmother is an Alien, I implore you to check up on it because it is insane. So,
I have not myself. That's the first thing I'm going to do after this.
Oh, it's properly. They do a how did this get made on it, and at the end, like the entire episode, Paul is just like, I didn't even tell June this story. I'm going to wait until the end to tell everybody. And when he does, it's built up so much, and when he actually lets out the story, everyone's like, that was worth the wait to hear that story. So it is insane. So.
I've missed that episode. I'm going to download that right away.
Oh, it's a great episode. So yeah. But
actually, but before we mention something else about Vicki, it was just one thing I forgot to say before. Minor detail. I thought it was interesting when you look around the room. There's at least one guy smoking. I just thought it was interesting. It dates the movie because you wouldn't see that now at all. Like you might have a guy vaping. That's about it.
Well, I don't know, maybe like the rich crowd, you might get a couple of cigars and stuff in the go. I've just been like, like guys lighting it with $10 bills and stuff. But
well, you might, but certainly not in a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Unless you're trying to establish that they're like bad people or something. But...
Yeah. Even then, are they allowed? I don't. When you see someone smoking something now, it kind of takes you back. You're like, oh, wait a minute, something's off about this scene.
I think it is like a thing. It's like if someone's like a
villain.
A villainous character, you're allowed to show them smoking. But then if not, it's like, well, it's not too virtuous to have them in that regard. But
that just makes me think of the movie Triple X, though, because I know again, there's probably not a lot of crossover with fans of these two franchises, but there's a guy smoking all the time. Vin Diesel's undercover, and he says to him at one point in the movie, smoking will kill you or something like that. And then later in the movie when he's gone good again, he's not undercover, he does kill the guy with a heat-seeking missile that locks onto his cigarette. And then he just turns around and says, I told him smoking would kill him.
I think it's a message for the kids right there.
Yeah,
like really hammering that one home. Jesus,
it's amazing. There's a little bit at the end, a little video where they turn to the camera like out of character. Smoking isn't cool.
The Sonic says. No,
yeah. Or the Turtles. What was that one? Pop pizza, not pills.
But, anyway, back to the minute at hand.
Batman. Well, I think Vicki, though, it looks to me like Albert. It's Albert? What the? I've lost my mind. Like Alfred recognizes her a little bit. He gives her like a strange little look. Like, does he know her work and think she's here to try and get a scoop? That's what I thought.
I just thought he was just sort of taken aback and like, oh, this gorgeous woman's come in, and she's giving him a little like polite up, oh, you know.
Well, it
and
could
he's
be that.
just having like a little, oh, yeah, she's nice. And
well, that was my other thought. Or the third option was a bit of that and a bit of the other one, where he sees her and thinks, oh, here's this beautiful woman's walked in. She's gonna go for Master Bruce.
Yeah,
she's here for him.
Yeah, because he does have the down the line. He seems to pull the strings, pull the string,
pull the string
to get Bruce and Vicki together. So it might be like he's like, yeah, she'd be a good match for Master Wayne. Yeah, so.
Well, if we want to stick with the Edward thing as well, they could raise a race of atomic supermen.
That'll be Batman versus this atomic Superman.
Oh, like, I'd watch that.
The villains in this town elevated quickly. Jeez. But yeah, so we Alfred does give her like a little nice little look of us like, oh, you know, he acknowledges something about her anyway. So
she's caught his eye.
And then we get moving on then to. She goes and taps the shoulder of a man we've not yet seen.
Yeah, who is this chap? He's quite handsome.
Yeah, and you know, people at this point may have seen a poster of a film that had Michael Keaton written on it, and 18 minutes into the film, there's no Michael Keaton. We've not seen him properly. We've seen a guy dress up as a bat, but we didn't see Michael Keaton. But then 18 minutes in. Guess who shows up for no reason at all to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? Michael Keaton.
Oh.
But yeah, we finally get seeing Bruce Wayne now. Or is it Bruce Wayne? Who is this handsome chap?
Oh, I love this because she taps him on the shoulder, asking if he knows which one of these people in attendance is Bruce Wayne. Oh, and she's asking Bruce himself.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah. I think I do like. I was initially charmed even by him in that because she taps the shoulder and he looks the wrong way, and then she taps it and then he looks at, and there's a little bit of awkwardness, but he gives her a kind of like this is awkward kind of smile, and it's very playful. I was like, this guy seems all right. Like he seems cool.
Do you think that it's all an act though? Because he's Batman. If someone tapped Batman on the shoulder, he wouldn't be like, oh, what?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like this is him in his, we don't get seeing it on the same level as Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne of like play a boy, get about town, billionaire. But it does seem like this is Bruce Wayne as like a guy. Just like he's a approachable, sort of lovable millionaire, sort of, and he's just having a party and he's having a good time. He's a bit goofy and that kind of stuff. So this is. Imagine if it was Batman, someone tapping him on the shoulder, you just grab their wrist and snap it, or
just break their arm.
But
I like his response. I'm not sure because like why does he respond with that? I was going deep here. I was thinking. I was like, does he want to figure out what she's after? Because his look kind of says otherwise. But then he might want to figure out more about her because, like, I imagine he's had bad relationships, people after his money, things like that.
There's a couple of things in this scene, or in this section, that I think are sort of interesting. So, again, it brings up this point that we mentioned in a previous episode, that Vicki Vale she knows who Bruce Wayne is, but she doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is. She doesn't know what he looks like. She hasn't done, and it kind of leads you to think like, has he not had his photo taken? Is there no research she could do to be like, oh, this is what he looks like, or is he so, sort of kept away from the world? He's like, he's a proper sort of man of mystery that like no one's seen Bruce Wayne in years. He's just up in Wayne Mansion and he gives money, but that's about that.
Well, but he's had people around for a casino night. That doesn't seem to fit.
Yeah, and then that directly contradicts that then. And I always thought this was strange in that I remember doing research for like just the podcast in general.
Research.
There was a YouTube video that they claimed that in Batman Returns, Michael Keaton's idea was that Bruce Wayne would be more active in the community, and that's why he goes down and meets with Max Schreck and all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, I always thought in Batman Returns, it seemed to really... in this movie, he's having a party in his house, and he's out amongst the people. He seems pretty... He is a man of the people.
Yeah, he seems like he does this all the time. He has little soirees.
He didn't show up to that Harvey Dent press conference earlier in the film, but he did have a chair there, so he would have. But and then in Batman Returns, the first time you see him is him sitting alone in this cavernous room in the dark, just sort of brooding, and the bat signal goes up, and that's the one thing that sparks him into life, which really conveys the idea that this guy is a complete loner and he's away from the city when there's a big thing happening in Gotham City. Yeah. So if that was Michael Keaton's intent, I don't think it came across all that well. But
maybe they were kind of torn on how to portray him in that kind of a way.
Yeah, but then it's also I kind of thought, because this scene is notably, this whole interaction isn't in the original script. This is a thing added in later, and I almost thought maybe it was like a kind of comment on the fact that like she's approached this guy, going like, "Oh, do you know which one of these guys is Bruce Wayne?" With almost a kind of like, it was a response to the fan reaction, because people were like, this guy can't play Batman. So it's like, it's almost like her going like, well, this guy can't be Bruce Wayne. So I'm going to, maybe he knows who is. And it's kind of like, it is Bruce Wayne. This guy, you wouldn't think it, but it is him. And it's
believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Oh, another musical episode. Yes, here we come. We're gonna bust out these tunes. Well, I'm gonna do a rendition of "Party Man."
I look forward to that.
No, you don't want to look forward to that. You haven't heard me sing.
All these years I've known you, that's the one thing you've kept hidden. So
yeah, my beautiful voice. I've been saving it. I have to rest, but yeah, well, whatever Bruce is after here, or thinks she's after. He looks intrigued. Either way, he's interested in whatever's happening.
Yeah, and again, this is another thing as well. It's that, why doesn't he just say, that's me? Like, what's his game? Why is he messing around with this woman? He's like, I just like playing mind games. Like, I just like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's kind of. Her attention has flabbergasted him and like blown his mind a little bit, because he seems really disorientated after this. He's, we've all been there, a lovely woman, because he stumbles around. He's got his pen that he shoves into a nearby bush for some reason. He doesn't seem to know where he is anymore. He's just lost.
But at this point, though, I feel like, because this ties into, we should get around to mentioning the song that's playing in the background.
Oh yeah, we saved it for this minute.
Yeah, because this is. It took me a while to decipher what it is, because I think they've added in additional horns, which aren't in the actual album version of the track.
It does sound slightly different, but then I do usually listen to it on my vinyl copy, and my record player is terrible. It's not terrible, average.
I think they've added in that kind of pronounced. Like, I don't think that's as heavy in the original or in the album mix.
Yeah,
but this is Vicki Waiting by Prince, and I'm sure at this point in the film, like when the premiere screening, like Tim Burton's probably sitting back, and you probably seen Prince's curly mop, just like, hey, Tim, where are all the songs? Where are all the songs today? What's going on? And he's like, oh, there's one. Jesus Christ, the last we heard of Prince was in like the opening scene, and it was like that little future. And the guy wrote a whole album, and he's like, "Where's all my songs?"
And a great album.
Yeah.
Although it always confuses me, the words, because they don't sound like words of these characters. Like this one goes, "The phone rings. It's Vicky calling. She wants me to come to the crib." This doesn't sound very Batman. And there's even a line that seems very inappropriate. Wait, where is it? Well, I'll just follow on from that bit. Actually, he says, "She says conversation's better than being lonely. So I try my best to ad lib. I told the joke about the woman who asked her lover, 'Why is your organ so small?' He replied, 'I didn't know I was playing in a cathedral.' Vicky didn't laugh at all."
I think
What?
She's probably as baffled as what. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, that's prime Prince, but that's not exactly bat music.
I will say though, I think the chorus that comes after that though, I do think ties in to what Bruce Wayne's just done here, because the chorus is, this is where she wants to be. I am what she wants to see. I've never known a love so sweet. Still, I keep Vicki waiting. So he's deferring the introduction. He is keeping Vicki waiting, literally, because she's there to see him, and he's taken aback by her beauty. But he's like, I'm not gonna make my move just yet. So it's
playing it cool.
It's like beyond all the other cathedral organ. I guess there's a cathedral in the movie later. I don't know. But, there's at least that chorus ties into what's happening in this scene. So
yeah, all my favorite lines don't. Is because there's another bit I like where he goes, but you see, when crime is your only love, all that matters is the present, the here and now. People, whatever floats this joker's boat is whatever this joker will bang. That's Prince.
So guys, he had his method, I'm sure.
Yes, we'll keep a family show. But Prince certainly didn't.
But in keeping with that, though, we should also mention, which I thought was a pretty interesting thing, at this period of time, Prince and Kim Basinger were going out. So,
you know what? How the hell did I not see this when I was researching? What?
Yeah, apparently this was quite a tawdry affair. It was So I've got one from page 6, the website, and they've got a very scandalous.
Scandalous.
Yeah, actually, that comes up as well. So apparently, she was absolutely obsessed with him. She gave up. She moved away from Hollywood and moved to Minneapolis to be with Prince. Then they say her family, believing that Prince had her under some spell, was concerned enough for her that they arrived unannounced at Prince's house when they knew he wasn't there and whisked her away.
Oh my God.
They move on after and say, before she left, she made a never-released album with Prince, Hollywood Affair, including Color of Sex, on which she raps, I'll be your slave, and I like the way you make me feel. And Prince released a 12-inch extended mix of Scandalous called The Scandalous Sex Suite, which allegedly included the sounds of him and Kim actually thrusting in the studio.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
Apparently this is... I'm imagining, because, like, Kim Basinger as well at that point is mostly known for 9.5 Weeks, which is a intensely erotic thriller. It was very famous for that. So I'm surprised someone as like, smutty as Prince. Basically, I imagine he's just like, I am all over this girl now.
It's his favorite movie.
Yeah. So it makes sense that they would get together. So
yeah, well, she needs to purify herself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Clearly,
I always want to do that scene to someone. Actually, but it's such a move to actually make someone jump in a lake and then that ain't Lake Minnetonka and then speed off.
We have to go and visit Lake Minnetonka now and make a pilgrimage there and jump in the lake.
We should do a live episode or something.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day. Here in Liverpool, if we leave this in the show, here in Liverpool at the docks, there is a Joker-themed boat you can rent.
But yeah, that seems like if this is really successful, we should do like the finale on it or something.
I was thinking we could record a show on the Joker boat.
Yeah,
but we would also look a bit like we're lovers on a tryst, because it is basically a hotel.
But if we're trysting, do you want to record the sounds and put it into an extended 12-inch single?
Well, we could at least do an extended 12-inch version of the episode.
But anyway,
Batman.
Back to the movie. So pretty much after this, then she walks off, and Bruce does seem very like, whoa. He's got a Keanu Reeves, whoa, kind of.
Yeah.
At this moment, I will point out, because I never, Jack Nicholson's a man who's got a fine set of eyebrows. Michael Keaton, not a bad set of eyebrows on him either. He's looking, they're almost rival Jacks.
It's a good competition between the two.
Yeah, and so he's momentarily distracted, and then the other butler he was making him sign something. I don't know what exactly it was, but like maybe it was just a case order to order in a new case of champagne or God knows what. But he gets his attention back, and then Bruce apologizes, looks again over to Vicki, and she's engaged in conversation with an old, like a sort of a more elderly couple. And they have a sort of, I don't know what they're planning. Maybe they're passing around the keys for the swingers party or something. But
oh, God.
But like, she looks like that girl
Prince
from
would be there.
She looks like that girl from 9.5 Weeks, honey. We should get her involved. But yeah, and Bruce is checking her out from afar, keeping Vicki waiting.
Oh,
and yeah, he puts he's still got the pen in hand, and then he with nowhere to put it, stabs it into a tree next to him.
Yes. Well, I love the way Alfred swoops in.
Yeah.
And grabs the pen. Like, no fuss, no bother. Because I get the impression he does this kind of thing for Bruce, like, every day.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not grabbing pens, obviously, but, picking up after him, cleaning up his mess.
Like, I'm sure he's paid well, but it makes him seem like he has the patience of a saint. Because, like, I have to go around, like, turning the lights off after, like, my flatmate and stuff. And I'm livid with him half the time just for that. Yeah. So it's like...
See, that's exactly what I mean. Like, maybe Bruce probably does that. He leaves the lights on. And he just has to go around every night before bed. Like, oh, God, 50 different lights he's left on around this place.
But and then from that, he downs he downs the rest of his... Well, that's the thing. We assume this is champagne. But in classic Batman lore... Batman doesn't drink. He's he's
of course,
he obviously keeps his faculties as sharp as possible. So I believe they mentioned in The Dark Knight Returns is that he'd always have ginger ale and pretend that it was champagne.
Yeah, but this Batman hits the liquor.
But that makes you now think it might be liquor, and the fact that he downs it, it's almost going like, I'm going to need this for to work up my courage to talk to this girl. So
yeah, I don't think you down your ginger ale.
No.
Not got the same effect. Unless he wanted some kind of does ginger ale have caffeine? Maybe he's after a caffeine hit.
Could be. I imagine, it's really sugary. So yeah, I'll probably get some sort of jolt out of it. But
he'll just be jittering away at her, making a mess.
It sounds very a very unfortunate situation. But
it sounded worse than it did in my head.
But and then he goes to set down that glass, and then Alfred again swooping in to take the glass before it leaves any kind of smudge. So
he's a hero. He's the real hero of the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But him, Eckhart, who was always right about everything, but never got the credit. Him and Alfred, the two heroes of this film.
There's a spin-off.
Heroes. So.
I think that's everything I've got for my notes, really, to be honest. That's the end of the minute, anyway.
That's the end of the minute. The only other thing I'll mention is just the plant behind Bruce to the right. Hideous. It looks like it looks like obviously someone's trimmed it to sort of an odd kind of avant-garde kind of shape, but it just looks like a big clump of mold. It's horrible looking.
Let me have a look. I'll hang on. We'll edit this down. Here we go. Yeah. What is it? What am I looking at here?
It just looks like it's a horrible, horrible tree.
Whatever that is, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's back. Those flowers don't look too good. That could just be the lighting in the shot, though. That everything in this. Oh.
I think it might just be again. It's like the dress. It's like, in the 80s that looked pretty good, but not so much now. But
well, yeah. Let's not get started about the dress from Pretty in Pink.
Oh God! I don't think that even looked good in the 80s. I think the people are tricking themselves about that. But Ducky has a great fashion sense in it, but that thing, ugh.
Well, I'm gonna wear that now when we do the episode on the boat. So just to.
It's like the two things are really like, this film is nothing. Even the Lake Minnetonka thing is like, it's nothing to do directly with Batman, except for the prince is in it. It's like, you're getting very abstract with your references here, guys.
That's what we do on Bat Minute 89. If you want something focused 100% all the time, you're in the wrong place.
But that's in terms of the action of the minute. That's what all I've got. I did because I thought like, well, there's a lot of stuff on Michael Keaton. But I was like, well, we'll put in a little drips and drabs of like trivia about Michael Keaton.
Yeah, we don't want to go on too much about Mr. Founder.
No.
It'll take about 5 hours, I think.
I did note, because we mentioned, I think maybe in the first, when we did him on the credits week, I'm assuming we mentioned this anyway, that it's that long now. But his name's not actually, it's not Michael Keaton. It's Michael Douglas. And apparently... Yes. he never actually legally changed it. So legally, he still is Michael Douglas. But
I'm still not over that from when you told me it in the credits week, I'll be honest. It's completely changed my perception of him.
But and then going through other things, he was hired for this film because of his performance, the really dramatic performance in a film called Clean and Sober, which is obviously about a man just overcoming addiction and whatnot. But
well, as we just established, Batman is not clean and sober.
No.
No.
But and then one other thing, going through the IMDb trivia, they just had a simple statement: is a fan of Katy Perry.
Right, yeah, I won't belittle his music taste, but not only did I not expect that, but why is that a fact on IMDb?
I don't know. And then I went to look further into this. Like, oh, maybe he's complimented her or something. If you Google Michael Keaton, Katy Perry, nothing about it comes up, but the top story, for some reason, is Michael Keaton's son wins most bangable son at the Golden Globes. I was like, what's that got to do with anything?
Oh my God. What a way to end the episode.
Well, that's the end of the week as well now, isn't it? So,
what a way to end the week. Oh, jeez.
Is it possible? Oh, no, it's not possible. I thought we managed to get an episode under 30 minutes, but 32 minutes. So, close.
Although we'll have to edit that out. By the time we've cut things, it's going to be at least 31, maybe at most. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, join us again on Monday, where we'll start a new week of Bat Minute 89. Some more exciting action, more lovely dresses and trees to discuss, and things like that. So yes, join us next week, and you can chat to us online, sending questions and just general chat to the Bat Minute 89 Listeners Society on Facebook. There's also Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, which are all at Bat Minute 89. Although we've been, me especially, been lax on the Tumblr. We set it up and then haven't used it much. So do send us things on Tumblr or ask questions, and we'll get back on it. And yes, leave us reviews on iTunes. And that's it for the show. Goodbye from everyone at Bat Minute 89. Have a lovely weekend.
Next time, there's an intruder in the Bat Minute mine. Things get off to a ricky start, but will audiences go wild for our wily guest? Find out next week. Same Bat Pod.
Different Bat Minute.